I will, the week of Thanksgiving or thereabouts, be up for egg retrieval. Don't worry, it will all be recorded. Thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's get those babies, ladies.
I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty.
Sex? So I was just trying to get details. She's, Nicole sent me an email saying that while, like, I'm coming in on the 2nd for my 7 DPO progesterone testing, and she said no sex. So I was just getting clarity. Is it like no sex before ovulation, after ovulation, not until egg retrieval? She didn't know.
You do not have sexual intercourse right now at all, because when we get ready to start the patch, we don't want you to potentially be pregnant, because even though we do a pregnancy test, it may not be sensitive enough, because it wouldn't have been that you would have missed a period yet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, and then after that, it's okay?
Then after that, it's okay, because we would have already started medication, and we know you're not going to get pregnant during that time frame. Once we start the injectable fertility drugs, we tell you no sexual intercourse either.
Okay. And so the plan is it would be like on cycle day 1 or cycle day 2, I would start the injectables?
On day 2 or 3.
Day 2 or 3. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right, I just finished my morning workout. I was, good thing I was here. I did, weightlifting on a DVD with Brooke Burke. So yeah, there you have it. No sex. It doesn't really make sense. Like after ovulation is confirmed, you should be able to have sex. But there you go. No sex at all. Don't want you to be pregnant, which would be pretty ironic considering all these inseminations that I've had, 7, and they didn't work. And I had to go to IVF, that I might accidentally get pregnant. For free. Anyway, I gotta post today's video and take a shower, and then we'll officially get started with today's day. But it's Tuesday while I'm here. It's Tuesday, October 23rd. I hope you are well. Good morning. Yeah, I'll talk to you ladies in a bit. Bye. Good morning, this is Tanika. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Dr. McConnell.
Yeah, Tanika, I just wanted to clarify something. I said no sexual intercourse because that's what you had mentioned, but you can have sexual intercourse, you just want to use protected intercourse.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, yeah, the email just said no sex, and that's Nicole didn't know, so okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, you can have sexual intercourse, just protected intercourse during this time, because like I said, we don't want you to be pregnant when we started medication.
Gotcha.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem.
All right, bye. Okay, that makes more sense. So, yeah, the email just said no sex, so protected sex. And then I guess after injectables, then no sex. Or maybe protected sex. I think then it's even more dangerous because you're medicating so many follicles. Like one could ovulate ahead of the others, and you could, that would be messy. You could be pregnant with different gestational dates. I mean, it happens normally. Rarely, but it does happen. So anyway, back to posting. Talk to you in a bit. You guys want to see what I'm doing over here? Here, wait, let me pop it up on the screen. Can you see that? And my messy couch over there. This is on the other channel. So I'm posting today my 30-minute weight loss difference on the intermittent fasting. So did I say 30 minutes? 30 days. 30 days on the intermittent fasting. So I've been actually losing weight longer than 30 days, but the first week was the apple cider vinegar. And then on the 16th of September, I started officially intermittent fasting. I was kind of like dabbling before. So yeah, that is kind of what's going on. Sorry, trying to find the right light and trying to look at you guys and not at myself. I'm a hot mess this morning. All right, I will talk to you ladies in a little bit. Bye. What's up, fertility fam? All right, I have made it home. It is like 10:30. I think it's been a long day. I work for a Fortune 500 global media, technology, and entertainment company, and we are ramping up for elections. It's a little crazy, and as I mentioned, I punked myself and I did not get out of this Tuesday night meeting, so we were there until 8:30. Anyway, I'm home. There were a lot of questions on today's vlog, so I'm gonna do an Ask Nika section. There's a couple of things. There's some of them I can't answer and some of them I have to do more research, but I will do my best. And then I have questions for you guys. I have one question for you. So the first question comes from the Hurt Tribe. Hey girl, hey, I'm so sorry about the loss of your father. Please know that you have been in my prayers. You asked, do I have my egg retrieval date now that I have lost weight? So no, I don't. But I will tell you what I know, because I think now you guys just think I'm making up stuff. Here's what I know. This cycle I'm currently on, cycle day 10. Today is the 23rd of October. I'm on cycle day 10. On cycle day 20, which is a Friday, I will go in for an ultrasound, a scan, and blood work. Once that blood work confirms that I have ovulated for the cycle, I will be directed to use my estrogen patches, the estradiol, for estrogen priming. I will continue that priming through the end of that cycle, this current cycle. If ovulation is not confirmed, they will give me until cycle day 30 to see if I will ovulate on my own. If I don't, haven't ovulated, haven't not started a new cycle by then, they will force a withdrawal bleed so that a new cycle can start. Specifically, the old lining will shed. A withdrawal bleed is different than a period. A period only happens when you ovulate. So like if you're on birth control pills, when you bleed, that is not a period. That is withdrawal bleeding. That is your endometrium lining shedding. So I just want to be clear on that. So either way, whether I have a regular menstrual cycle and menses, or I have a withdrawal bleed, on the second day, I will go in for blood work. They will be testing my FSH. If my FSH is lower than 20, not even 20, if it's lower than 20, ideally lower than 15, we will start my follicle stimulating medicine. I will do shots every day, once a day. I will be monitored every day in the morning. Depending on what is happening, I will likely stimulate for anywhere from 10 days to 20 days. I've seen it run the gamut, right? So within that stimulating time, they'll be monitoring my follicles. As I said, they'll be doing my blood work to see where my E2 level is. And remember, they want it to be around 125 to 200 per follicle. So if they see, 3 follicles, I need at least 375 E2 to indicate that there is an egg in there that is maturing. I'm sure you guys have all seen the videos. Sometimes people have retrievals, they have like 12 pooled, and then they're like only 10 were mature. So they're looking at the balance of the size of the follicles, which they like to be between 18 and 20, and the E2 level, and then they do a ratio to figure out what it is about per follicle. So if there is like 375, there's 3 follicles, that's about 125 per follicle. Some could be a little more, right? One follicle could be emitting 200 and another one could be emitting 100. It would average out to 150. So does that make sense? Then, after all that is said and done, if I get an E2 level that is high enough to indicate that I have at least 3 mature follicles, we will move forward with the egg retrieval. So they'll trigger me, we'll do the egg retrieval, and then we'll figure out from there. So I say it that way because there are so many variables, and I hate to. I am a person in my professional career, I am responsible for managing expectations. So I don't want to put something out there that could confuse you, or someone come back and say, oh, I thought you said it was this, I thought you said it was that, or where I'm not being transparent and I'm just making up dates and like, oh, it should be this day, it should be that day. So the only date I know for sure right now is that on November 2nd I will go in, which will be cycle day 20 for me, or 6 DPO if we're lucky, for an ultrasound and blood work. That's the only date we know for sure right now. If everything else kind of works out within range, meaning my FSH is fine on cycle day 2, I stim for about 10 to 12 days, I actually have some follicles that are worth retrieving, 3 or more that meet the criteria, I will, the week of Thanksgiving or thereabouts, be up for egg retrieval. Don't worry, it will all be recorded here. So when it is happening, you will know a week later. That gives me time to let my family know, to process my feelings, and then to come back on here and talk to you guys about it, right? Not only come on here and film it because I do that the day of, but whenever I post a video, you guys have questions and comments. I have to be in a mental frame to answer those questions and comments. So I just need time. I need time. So I'm not keeping you in the dark. I'm not being cagey. I'm giving you the information that I know. There are so many variables with IVF. We can't say definitively. Even if I called the doctor right now and said, do you think I will have my egg retrieval before Thanksgiving? She can't answer that. So that's that. Hopefully that answers your question. I know I'm answering it because I know a lot of people have asked, and I just want to like give the most transparent answer that I can give. All right, Ariana Williams. Hey girl, hey. You asked, what would I do if I had babies that were left over after retrieval? So that means I have had my egg retrieval, we have fertilized them, the eggs, they have become embryos, and they are on deck. And let's just say I have at least 2, or I have at least 3. We'll stick with the prior scenario. Let's just say if I have 3, they implant 2, 1 is remaining, I would freeze that one up to a year and then figure out what I wanted to do with that. I know what you're thinking. You're gonna be pregnant for 10 months. Yes. And I would rotate that other one through straight away. Like after I had the first baby, I would say like 3 months in, 3 to 4 months, I would put the other embryo in, because I do want 2 children. I realize that's pushing me way over the edge, but I think that is what my conscience would lead me to do, and it just feels like the right thing. When you sign up for IVF, you have to sign a paper that says you will donate or destroy after cryopreservation. I have checked the destroy box. I am not comfortable donating an embryo. One, it's my egg, and then I have donor sperm. I don't want to run into my child on the street. So that is, I did not come to that decision lightly, but I think, again, that is the best decision for me and my family. And we all have to make decisions for ourselves based on the information that we have at the time. And so I think we all do what's best based on that information, and I feel like that is what's best for me. So it was not an easy decision. It was what I struggled with from the beginning. I've had several videos on it. If I find it, I will put it here. But I've had one video about my hesitation about donor egg IVF. And then the second video I had was about what to do with the leftover embryos, and it wore heavy on my heart. I've mentioned before I was raised Catholic. I'm not currently practicing. Catholic Church does not approve of IVF. It also doesn't approve of gay marriage, so although the new pope is more open. But anyway, so in general that is kind of against what my religious upbringing was. However, I would say even though I'm conservative, I'm like a modern conservative, and so obviously because I'm a feminist and doing single mom by choice, right? So I would only move forward with the IVF if it were done in a conservative manner, where I didn't have like a ridiculous amount of embryos or I was irresponsible about it. Given my age, that is not likely to happen. And that with a conscious effort that I would at least, if I had 2, do my best to bring them into the world, meaning they were returned to my womb and given a chance to have life. So that is it. Probably after 50, not going to be implanting them, going to be honest. So if it doesn't happen by 50, was not meant to be. And yes, which is why I have prayed a lot about it, and I've asked for God's will to be done. I realize it is controversial. It is not a decision I come to lightly, and that's kind of where I am with that. So does that make sense, Ariana? If not, let me know down below. Houston, Texas, baby. Hey girl, hey. I sent you an email today. I hope you got it. You asked if I had taken the Fertile Detox by Fairhaven. I have not. I have not. I am not a big fan of pre-packaged anything. So, and let me explain what I mean. When I go to the acupuncturist, she gives me a tincture that is made just for me. She's actually touched me, seen me, felt my pulse, checked like my tongue. She knows who I am as a human being and then prescribes something based on that. What I've noticed at the Fairhaven, and I bought some of the pills for Blue, they did not sit well on his stomach. I noticed at the Fairhaven, and a lot of fertility meds, they're pre-packaged and shipped that way. Like, so there's 50% maca or 40%, and I don't know why they came up with that formulation, and it's not specific to me, so I am hesitant to use those. Same thing with like diet stuff, anything that's sort of this mass-produced product. I don't feel like it's tailored for me. I like to think I'm special and unique. And so, yeah, I haven't tried it. If you've tried it, I would love to hear what your experience is. Maybe I will learn something new. If you've tried other prepackaged things and you've loved them and had a great experience, awesome. Please share that with me. Just for me, again, making the best decision for myself with the information that I have at the time, that is not something for me. All right, and then the last two. So Crystal B and Lisa K. Ladies, in the comments today, we had a discussion about frozen embryo transfer, or FET, versus a fresh. I need to do more research, but you guys raised interesting points. You made the point that it is a higher rate of success for women over 35 to have a frozen embryo transfer. I'm open to it. I just thought I'd do a fresh because I want that little baby back inside of me as quickly as possible. I will do whatever it takes, whatever it gives me the higher chance of success. So again, I'm going in for my scan on the 20th. I will have a list for my doctor then that I will ask. That will be one of the things on the list. In the meantime, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to dedicate a whole video just talking about frozen embryo transfer versus fresh and what I found in my research. And then I want to have a conversation with not only Crystal B and Lisa, but all of you ladies. Like, what are your thoughts on it? What do you think of the research? I'll include all the links. I definitely feel like we should have a discussion about it. This is something that is not talked about a lot. I hear women on the vlogs and on YouTube saying, this is what I'm doing, and not a lot of explanation as to why. Not that they owe me an explanation, nobody does, I'm not saying that, but just not a lot of like background onto how they got to that decision. And so I want to talk about the background, and then let's figure it out together, and then I'll share with you ultimately what I come up with. But I value your opinion. I think there's a lot of smart, informed ladies who watch Simply Tanika, and I appreciate that, and it takes a village, and I know we are all working toward what? Getting those babies, ladies. Yeah, so let's talk about it. I will do a video on that. All right, that's all I have. I am in the beginning of my 48-hour fast. We'll see how that goes. I am 30 days away or thereabouts from stimming, I think. Knock on wood, if, you know, all goes well. And so I definitely want to get those last 10 pounds off and go into my egg retrieval with a BMI of 22. That was the goal. We're getting close. I gotta bring it home. Good night, ladies. Bye. Mwah. Baby does to you all.
And the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometimes.